The occurrence of this global health crisis of our times will not hinder this academic institution to continue raising the torch of knowledge and wisdom and reveal the light of hope and transpire the learning for the reinvention of the future. Today, another history unfolds as we celebrate the hard work, commendable achievements, and a glimpse of the bright future to behold. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 72nd Commencement exercises and the first University of Northeastern Philippines Virtual Graduation Ceremonies 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, the academic processional. Behold, for the entrance of colors. The singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, telas ng sinangalan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manluluping, di ka pasisingil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagkaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magtitindig. Luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
For the presentation of candidates, may we call on Dr. Eleanor A. Osea, CESO 4, the Vice President for Academic Affairs.
Madam President, upon the recommendation of the Faculty of Instruction through the respective deans, I have the honor to present for your confirmation and approval the graduation of 18 from the School of Law, Juris Doctor, and 209 from the School of Graduate Studies. Doctor of Philosophy, major in Human Resource Development, 1. Doctor of Education, major in Educational Management, 22. Doctor of Education, major in Educational Management, 22. Doctor of Business Management, 1. Doctor of Philosophy of Public Management, 2. And for the masteral degree, Master of Arts in Education, major in Administration and Supervision, 96. Master of Arts in Education, major in Early Childhood Education, 6. Master of Arts in Education, major in English, 18. Master of Arts in Education, major in Filipino, 12. Master of Arts in Education, major in Guidance and Counseling, 2. Master of Arts in Education, major in Mathematics, 12. Master of Arts in Education, major in Science, 15. Master in Business Administration, 3. And Master in Public Administration, 19. They have complied all the requirements prescribed by, for the Juris Doctor, the School of Law, the Legal Education Board of Manila, Philippines, and that of the University of Northeastern Philippines, and for the graduates, the School of Graduate Studies from Commission on Higher Education, Region 5, Legazpi City, and that of the University of Northeastern Philippines, City of Iriga.
May we call on Attorney Remelissa G. Alfelor Moraleda, the University President, for the conferment of degrees and the titles of the graduates.
By virtue of the power and authority vested in me as President of the University of Northeastern Philippines, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, and upon the recommendation of the faculty members and your respective deans that you have satisfactorily complied and completed the requirements for graduation of your respective programs, as prescribed by the Regional Director, Commission on Higher Education, Legal Education Board, the University Board of Trustees, and other existing laws, rules, and regulation, I hereby confer to 227 graduates your respective titles and degrees, including all the rights and privileges appurtenant thereto. Congratulations, my dear graduates. Our honored guest speaker, who will be introduced to us a little later, the members of the Board of Trustees of the University of Northeastern Philippines, the Vice President for Finance, Mrs. Delicia Alfelor TB, our University Registrar and member of the Board of Trustees, Honorable Rupert Rigoroso Alfelor MD, our Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, Dr. Eleanor Albia Osea, our Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Maria P. de la Vega, our Vice President for Administration, Professor Rudyard Contreras Pesimo, members of the Faculty of Graduate Studies and School of Law, parents and families, our beloved graduates, friends, guests, ladies and gentlemen, a blessed and victorious day to everyone. On this glorious day, let me congratulate every one of you on this milestone in your life. I know the last 7-month stretch towards this day must have been full of obstacles that you needed to hurdle, making today much sweeter than ordinary. We can now all heave relief, murmur a prayer of thanks that finally we have arrived at the finish line of this ultra marathon. Indeed, the pandemic has made our endeavors more difficult, pushing us to do more, give more, feel more, and think more, even if we only stay at home. I am aware of the challenges each one of you underwent to reach this point. For a time, the university had difficulty deciding how we will conduct the thesis and dissertation defense and continue classes for our School of Law. having to contend with IATF protocols, LGU directives, and the diverse locations from where our students came from, it was like solving a 5,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. But why do we still do it? Why do we still endeavor to continue our service of education? We all know that at the core of education is the search for truth, knowledge, and wisdom. Our own university seal manifests the time-honored values of liberal education, which is light, knowledge, and power. This articulates the university's founding mission that through the enlightenment of knowledge, one gains power. But power for what and why? If there was any benefit that the pandemic brought to the field of education, it is that it opened the floodgates to information and knowledge. The previously highly guarded trade secrets of educational institutions are now shared freely as the entire sector scrambled to ensure each one's survival. Each university president was like each other's lifesaver, ensuring no one drowns in this tidal wave of uncertainty. This is the world that your university is sending you off today. One that is full of uncertainty, but also one that is full of sharing and openness. This is what the pandemic has contributed to us. The realization that information, knowledge, and wisdom is useless if not shared. As much as it is a light that enlightens us within, it is also a light that should shine to enlighten others. The purpose of an advanced degree, such as a master's or a doctorate degree, is to be able to generate knowledge that contributes to the larger body of knowledge in a specific field of discipline. Sadly, however, most aims for an advanced degree for purposes of career advancement. Such is the Philippine reality. This advancement should be an incentive to the person's contribution to knowledge, not the other way around. When we talk of the power that is a result of knowledge and enlightenment, it is not power that aggrandizes or uplifts the self. It is power to improve the quality of life of others, power that allows us to be of service to others, and therefore improves and develops communities. As you leave the portals of the University of Northeastern Philippines, may you all live that purpose as graduates of the UNEP School of Graduate Studies and the UNEP School of Law. You have an obligation to ensure the knowledge you gained improves the life of others. Be a light in the darkness, as you are designed to be. Do not contribute to the confusion. It is your responsibility to be part of the solution. Please remember that each one of you is UNEP's bet to make this world a better place. Every one of you is our victory. Like candles which when lighted together shall shine bright as the sun even in the darkest night. May you all don't run out of reasons to keep on shining. You owe it to your families, you owe it to UNEP, and you owe it to our own Creator, God Almighty. Now let me end with a quote from Maya Angelou, which is, I think, best describes how we should be in this so-called new normal. She says, if you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. So now I say, may we all be amazing as can be in this new and better normal. Congratulations, my dear graduates.
To introduce the commencement speaker, may I call on the Vice President for Administration, Professor Rudyard C. Pessimo, to be followed by the commencement address of the guest speaker.
A good leader leads the people from above them. A great leader leads the people from within. Our University President, Attorney Remelisa Garchitorena Alfelor Moraleda, Executive Vice President and Vice President for Finance, Madam Delicia Rigoroso Alfelor TB, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Eleanor A. Osea, Vice President for Alumni Affairs, Dr. Filipinas R. Alfelor, the honorable members of the UNEP Board of Trustees, Madam Eleanor R. Alfelor, Honorable Roberto R. Alfelor, and Honorable Emmanuel T. Alfelor Jr. To the distinguished deans of colleges, UNEP administrators, faculty, and staff. To the UNEP graduating class of 2020, their families, friends, and loved ones, a pleasant day to you all. A story was told back in June of 2019 when the mayor-elect of Manila was prepping for a shoot and interview with one of the country's top lifestyle magazines. While putting on his shirt, a wardrobe assistant accidentally pulled a bit too hard on his arm, causing him pain. The assistant apologized profusely, but the bemused young mayor waved off her apology and said, "Huwag kang mag-alala. Marami na akong pain na naranasan." "Don't worry," he said. "I've already experienced pain many times in my life." Indeed, his is a story that is filled with narratives ranging from pain to pleasure, deprivation to decadence, garbage to glamour. Born on October 24, 1974, young Isko grew up in the slums of Tondo, Manila, along Mabuhay Street, near the long coastal road. His father, Joaquin, was a stevedore, while his mother, Rosario, took care of the needs of the family. It was not an easy life, and his father didn't always have a job. Hence, the young Isko needed to hustle to help with the family income. To put food on the table, he would collect pagpag, or discarded food from restaurants and karinderya. Sometimes, they would even sell pagpag to their neighbors for extra income. As he grew older, he learned how to make more money by selling old newspapers and used bottles. But this hustle came with danger. His comrades in the streets were often high on rugby, and work often led to brawls. Something that young Isko said he tried to avoid as much as he could. Any kind of trouble might push him away from his family's dream for Isko to finish high school. His father only made it to grade 4, but his son would be different. College was out of the question, of course, given that the family could barely pay for the 120 peso fee for his almost free public education. There was a time his classmates would make fun of him in school for being a garbage collector. There was a time when then Manila Mayor Mel Lopez had a clean and green campaign in the city, and Isko, being a real trash collector, was teased by his classmates. "Mayor! Mayor!" they would call him. Still, the young dreamer could not be deterred. Back then, in his mind, he would go beyond high school. He wanted to become a seaman. Eventually, he dreamed he would be the captain of a ship. But fate had other plans. In January of 1993, Moreno was at a neighbor's wake when a talent manager and producer gave him an opportunity to be in front of a camera. He didn't know what that entailed, but as someone who had been through more frightening perils, this sounded like an easy kind of unfamiliar. His first acting gig, if you would call it that, was for the RPN 19 drama anthology, Young Love, Sweet Love. It was hosted by Herman Kuya Germs Moreno, showbiz veteran and entertainment impresario. In that episode, the newbie Moreno had one job: ring the doorbell. The call time for the shoot was at 9 a.m. They shot his scene at around 7 hours later. But the long wait in an air-conditioned room with free food doing nothing was for Moreno pure bliss. He got 1,500 pesos for the stint. He got his first paycheck, which he would spend on a pair of underwear and the food for his family. Eventually, the boy's charm and good looks would take him beyond the role of the doorbell guy. He was soon asked to audition for the 7th batch of hosts and adopted the screen name Isko Moreno as soon as he stepped into the bright lights of the hugely popular variety show That's Entertainment. His showbiz success came with his unrelenting rise to fame. He made movie after movie, enjoying the stream of income that he gained from his projects. His years as an actor and entertainer throughout the 1990s are well documented, although he never quite became a white-hot superstar. In fact, he would be the first to characterize his success in the entertainment industry as moderate. He also doesn't gloss over the years he spent during more risque roles for movies produced under Notorious Studios' Seiko Films. But since it's in his nature to always be on the lookout for self-improvement or just something new to do, he stepped out of the showbiz world to take a different route. Isko first entered politics by running for councilor in 1998. It was a decision done on a whim, he admitted. He was just feeling lucky that year. He approached then Vice Mayor Lito Atienza and found himself a slot in the race. He also found himself in the middle of campaign trash talking, something he didn't think would hurt him hard. The boy from Tondo was lambasted for having only finished high school. People called him artista lang. Never one to raise a white flag, he used the weapons of his detractors against them. He was an artista, yes. He was just a high school graduate, yes. But he was also from the people. He told his audiences during the campaign, "Walang sino man ang makakapagsabi dito na alam nila ang pakiramdam ninyo kapag kumakalam ang sikmura ninyo. Ako, alam ko yon." He won that election as Manila's youngest ever city councilor at 23 years old. And he served as councilor for 3 terms. While he was councilor, he went back to school. He wanted to learn. He wanted to fight back and prove his detractors wrong. He, too, belonged in public service. He, too, belonged in politics. Then he heard that his fellow artista turned politician Mayor Vilma Santos attended a few courses at the University of the Philippines to help her with her new role. This inspired Isko to follow suit. He headed to UP and inquired about the institution's special programs on legislation. With the financial support of former Manila Vice Mayor Danny Lacuna, Moreno was able to take the program and finish it. But he didn't stop there. Moreno enrolled in leadership and governance courses at the John F. Kennedy School of Government in Harvard University and at the Said Business School of the University of Oxford. With this kind of education in his arsenal, Isko went on to become Manila's youngest ever elected vice mayor at 32 years old. First under Alfredo Lim, then under Erap Estrada for 3 consecutive terms. Moreno agreed to be Erap's running mate on the condition that the former president would only run for 1 term and would hand the reins over to his vice mayor in the next local elections. But 3 years later, Estrada allegedly reneged on the deal and decided to run again. Disappointed but not dejected, Moreno chose to cut ties with Estrada. Moreno ran for the Senate in 2016 but lost, placing 15th. He says the best thing to come out of it was that he was able to see the beauty of the Philippines during his nationwide campaign. Then, during the Philippine midterm elections, he ran for mayor of the city of Manila. It was a difficult campaign for the much younger Isko, who went against Joseph Erap Ejercito Estrada, former President of the Republic of the Philippines, a former movie star, patriarch of a political family, and even a former mentor. It was David emerging victorious over Goliath, having beaten the incumbent Mayor Estrada by an overwhelmingly convincing margin of close to 150,000 votes, and another former Mayor Alfredo Lim, who finished third in the polls. The new mayor can only speculate how and why he triumphed over gigantic names in Philippine politics. It pays to wait, he added. It pays to be patient. It pays to prepare yourself, because in the end, it's really up to the people to decide. So, at the age of 44, Honorable Francisco Moreno Dumagoso was the youngest elected mayor in the history of Manila, the capital city of the Philippines. In just his first week of office, Mayor Moreno has earned praise from different sectors of society for his quick actions on a variety of issues facing his constituents. Mayor Isko or Yorme was all over the news. During his first State of the City address, he held up a piece of paper with a huge zero representing the number of official documents the previous administration turned over to his transition team. The next day, he presented a suspect arrested for allegedly extorting money from sidewalk vendors in Blumentritt. Photos began circulating online of a relatively clean Divisoria and Carriedo, once teeming with countless sidewalk vendors and impenetrable to motor vehicles, now passable to vehicular and pedestrian traffic, and cleared of obstructions, human or otherwise. Clearing operations in the area was one of the first official directives of the freshman mayor. Within the next few days, he turned up again almost incessantly on social media news feeds and television newscasts. There he was, brandishing a sledgehammer and whacking gambling machines operating within Manila City Hall grounds. He was photographed handing out food to Mali the elephant at the Manila Zoo, promising a major overhaul of the once popular tourist attraction that has fallen into major decrepitude over the years. And there he was again, wielding yet another sledgehammer and throwing the first few blows at what he said was an illegally built barangay outpost that covered up the statue of a prominent Filipino-Chinese business leader. The new mayor clearly meant business, and he's not wasting a single minute of his 3-year term. Indeed, Mayor Moreno was making good on his primary campaign promise of cleaning up the city, both literally and figuratively. His number one priority is the city's garbage problem, as he promised to address the environmental issues of the city of Manila. He's certainly not waiting to tackle this issue, but many of his other pet projects might take a bit more time. Poverty alleviation, social amelioration, infrastructure, and heritage preservation, all are on the new mayor's to-do list. He is especially keen on bringing back the glory days of Manila through its colonial buildings or what's left of them. He promised to bring back the glory of old Manila. But preserving the past didn't mean ignoring the demands of the present. Moreno outlined his plans to balance respecting Manila's history with adopting measures to address the challenges of modern times. He mentioned introducing new technologies, ideas, and concepts in governance, as well as reintegrating Manila back into the fold of agencies of national government. He says the decision to run for public office happened more because he felt the desire to give back, to return the blessings he had been given during his years in the limelight. Having only finished high school, Moreno admits an initial ignorance of the exact function and responsibilities of a councilor, a vice mayor, and a mayor, but an intense desire to learn the ropes and to actually take politics seriously. He was willing to quit showbiz altogether, has set him apart from many other actors turned politicians. Having seen Mayor Isko in action during his first week in office has led to the people's renewed sense of optimism and, dare we say it, hope that in an age when it's all too easy to become cynical about politics in this country, it is good to know change is still possible. While it's way too premature to call his term as a triumph for all Manileños, his actions thus far look promising indeed. As the mayor of a highly urbanized city with 1.8 million constituents during nighttime and almost 3 million during daytime, Mayor Isko Moreno surmised that if he could say something to his 10-year-old self scavenging for food at a fast food dump, he has this to say: "Galing mo, kid. Posible pala. If this thing happened to me, it can happen to anybody." Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce our commencement speaker, Honorable Francisco Moreno Dumagoso.
Ay, kamusta po kayo? Marhay na aga sa inyong lahat to the University of Northeastern Philippines. It is an honor for me to be with you today under the new norm. I am glad that you continued the commencement even by virtual means, because this is very significant moment and an important milestone for every student, and of course, and their parents. To the student, because this is a culmination of your years of formal study, and to the parents, because your sacrifices has produced an able citizen for the nation building. To the graduating students, let us all give our parents a much deserved applause. Maya-maya konti, pagtapos nito, bulungan nyo sila, yakapin nyo sila, halikan nyo sila, at magpasalamat kayo. At binigyan tayo ng pagkakataon matapos ang ating, o makamit ang ating mga pangarap. Hindi po ako, katulad ko po, yan din ang pangarap ng aking ina o ng tatay ko. Pero medyo natagalan po ako dahil sa hirap ng buhay. At kayo mapalad, maaaring most of you here na witness pa ang inyong graduation kasama ang inyong ama. Ang tatay ko po hindi. Pero sa awa naman ng Diyos, nakatapos din. Kaya magpasalamat kayo sa inyong mga magulang at sa inyong guro, siyempre. The graduates today are confronted with a very unique challenge because of the pandemic. I think these are the questions in your mind right now. How do I apply for work? How will I work? Will the economy recover? How can I help with the family? Lahat po ng katanungan natin ay how, hindi po why. Kasi, hindi naman natin mahahanap ang kasagutan kung bakit nagkaroon ng COVID-19. Pero, tayo po'y tinuruan ng pagbabago, ng gawaing bago, tulad na lamang ng pagmamahal sa ating kalikasan, pagiging malapit sa pamilya, pagpapasalamat sa kung ano po meron tayo ngayon. Ang buhay po ay simple. Hindi po masama ang magasam, pero dapat matuto rin tayo magpasalamat. Oo. Kung kasama natin ang ating mga magulang, may pagkain sa hapag, may matutuluyan, malusog tayo, simple lang, just be grateful. Ang COVID-19 ay tinuruan tayong maging malinis. Naalala nyo ba yung 3 payo ng World Health Organization at DOH? Ano sabi? Suot ng mask, magugas ng maigi ng kamay, at dumistansya sa bawat isa. Yan 3 bagay na yan mapapatupad din nyo sa inyong sarili at inyong pamilya, nakatulong na kayo to our fight against the pandemic. Families and communities are crucial. Cleanliness and discipline are important in all the things we do today. The key challenge of education in the 21st century is, are we producing the graduates needed by the economy under the new norm? Mahalaga po ba ang information technology, data science and analytics, supply chain and logistics? Our graduates today are the digital natives. Technology is part of their DNA. They know technology. They live and breathe technology. Can we, therefore, use that know-how to build open governments, smart cities, connected communities, and much more? COVID-19 has showed us that our public health system has to be in place. Capacities need to be enhanced. Kaya nga po sa Maynila, mapalad po kami, meron po kaming 6 na district hospital na pinipilit naming parang maging pribadong ospital. May makabagong gamit, some rooms are air conditions, fix all other facilities, provide more doctors, nurses, medtech, or at iba pang allied profession. Government has to go online. As you can see, you can now transact in Manila. I think, modesty aside, Manila is the first end-to-end solution. Nang pinasimulan namin yung Go Manila app, or mamaya po, you can visit it, www.gomanila.com or www.cityofmanila.ph. Kasi po, gusto namin, maiiwas namin kayo sa kapahamakan, pero natutugunan ninyo ang inyong responsibilidad sa pamahalaan, sa pagbabayad ng amilyar at businesses, and all other services are online. Ngayon, kahit na nasaan ka sa mundo, pwede kayong magbayad ng, sabi ko nga, amilyar, kumuha ng birth certificate sa Maynila. Education has to overcome the challenges of connectivity and build platform of tomorrow where home, teaching, and lifelong learnings are drivers. Marami pong binago ang COVID-19 sa buhay natin at dito sa siyudad ng Maynila. At marahil, ganyan din po sa Iriga. Hindi po tayo pwedeng huminto. Opo, nakapanlulumo, pero hindi po tayo pwedeng manatili sa panlulumo. We need to continue our work. We need to rise amidst the risk of the pandemic to hold our people for the opportunities of the future. We saw the shift of micro, small, and medium enterprises to online. Base sa 2018 list ng establishments of the Philippine Statistics Authority, recorded about 1,003,111 business enterprise operating in the country. Of this, 998,342 or 99.52% are MSMEs, no? And 4,769 or about 0.48 are large enterprises. Micro enterprises constitute 88.45% of total MSME establishment, followed by small enterprises at 10.58% and medium enterprises at 0.49. So, we are a nation of entrepreneurs. And as such, skills are important than ever. Yes, education is free these days. From, daycare, elementary, high school, sa Maynila po, even colleges. Meron kami PLM and UDM. But there are those who do not value and work hard for it. Sayang po yan. Ako po, magte-30 anyos na yata ako nung makatapos ng kolehiyo. Dahil sa, katulad na nasabi ko, hindi naman ako pinalad na magkaroon ng magulang na may gintong kutsara sa bibig dahil sa kahirapan. Pero, nung ako'y nabigyan ng pagkakataon, nag-aral ako muli. The challenge became an opportunity for me. Sometimes, it's how we look and appreciate things that determines our future. Mindset nga, sabi ko, have a growth mindset and you will soar. A growth mindset, people believe that their most basic abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Brains and talent are just the starting point or tawag ko dyan, jumping board. This view creates love of learning and a resilience that is essential for great accomplishment. Today, we need more accountants, architects, engineers, teachers, and more skilled workers if we are to build a new Philippines in the new norm. Kahit nga po planning ay dapat maisaayos para hindi lahat ng tao nasa syudad. Land use and zoning are the key to develop cities and disperse population to rural Philippines. Such would push us to develop the rest of the country. Do you know Manila is the most dense city in the world? Opo. Imagine ninyo, no? About 30 families. About 10 families in 30 square kilometer place. No? Imagine mo, di ba? Parang asikip. No? How would you do this physical distancing there? Buti na lamang po, ang inyong lingkod ay hindi nag-iisa na sugpuin. At pinagpapasalamat ko sa aking mga kawani ng pamahalang lungsod, no? At sila po ay naging epesyenteng patuloy na really flatten the curve, and I hope that later on curve will continue to go down or die down with regard to coronavirus. At maswerte rin na po na ako'y solong tagapagmana. Hindi ako masyadong mahirap alagain. Dahil ako po'y solong tagapagmana ng lupain ng nanay ko, bulubundukin at umuusok pa. So, with that, in our situation, kahit mahirap ang naging buhay namin, nairaos naman ako ng aking mga magulang. At ako naman, ang paniwala ko, edukasyon. Edukasyon, learning is one of the key to have a better life. Kaya, kung tayo po ay fix o tama ang mindset, believing only on basic qualities like their intelligence or talent are simply fixed trait, spending time documenting intelligence or talent instead of developing them. No? Believing that talents alone creates success without effort will not go far. Growth mindset allows you to see challenges as opportunities. As I have said, it all depends on how we look at things. Remember the half full and half empty glass tells you? It tells you much about character. Tulad nyo rin po ng UNEP. Your university was established in 1948 in the municipality of Iriga. It was founded by a young couple named Felix Sr. and Remedios Alferon as small school, and was first located in a rented property in town center. Mabini Memorial School, as it was named in the beginning, offered complete high school and degree courses in education and liberal arts. This school, in a few years, outgrew its space located downtown. The school then bought 17 hectares of land, a former dump site, near the town center. It then transferred into the new site and developed the campus, completing it in the early 1960s. It then was renamed Mabini College. Additional degrees were offered and school population even grew more rapidly with the diversified campus offerings. In 1974, yun po yung araw ng panahon ng kapanganakan ko, the school received its university charter and was finally named the University of Northeastern Philippines. 4 years later, the College of Law opened. It is the only law school in Iriga. UNEP is considered one of the oldest universities in the Bicol region. And it is also one of the only 2 universities in Iriga. Your founders and the present leaders of UNEP exemplified what a growth mindset is. And because of that, you are lucky to be graduating in UNEP. So, I want you to always remember this day, when Isko Moreno told you to develop grit. Hold it like you hold on to character and honor. Grit will capacitate you to face the opportunities. Grit is perseverance. Grit is important because it is a driver of achievement and success. Independent of and beyond what talent and intelligence contribute. Being naturally smart and talented are great, but to truly do well and thrive, we need the ability to persevere, and without grit, talent may be nothing more than unmet potential or potentials. Finally, enjoy your discovering life, mapping out your professional career, or lead by the entrepreneurial spirit, and start your business maybe soon if there is an opportunity. Work hard, work well, take care of your parents, your sibling. Lucky for you, I have none. And be a good citizen of the country. Mahalin po natin ang ating bayan. Dahil Kung mahal natin, di mahirap sumunod. Di mahirap ang kusang disiplina. Madaling arugay nito. Kasama namin kayo sa pagulma ng bagong Pilipinas or maunlad na bansa. Enjoy the ride. It will not be easy, but every bump is character defining. Stay true to yourself. And when you have reached such stage, when you can, please, katulad ng utos sa atin ng ating Panginoon, pagmalasakitan at mahalin natin ang ating kapwa. So please, pay it forward. So muli sa mga nanay, tatay na nanonood, congratulations, I'm happy for you. Sa mga guro, teachers, professors, or school staff, alam ko excited din kayo na yun yung mga alaga graduate na. Sa pamunuan ng UNEP, congratulations sa inyo. Keep up the good work. Sa mga mag-aaral na magtatapos, mag-ingat kayo. Iawa ang Diyos, makakaraos din tayo. Magsikap kayo. Mabuhay kayong batch etneb. Batch 2020. Mabuhay ang UNEP. Diyos mabalos po. Maraming salamat. Manila, God first. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our beloved guest speaker, Honorable Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso, for that very inspiring message. And as an expression of our gratitude, we award this plaque of appreciation. Citation reads, University of Northeastern Philippines, City of Iriga, awards this plaque of appreciation to Honorable Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso, Mayor, City of Manila, in grateful appreciation as commencement speaker and for imparting his knowledge and insights on the theme, the 2020 graduates responding to the challenges of the 21st century and beyond. During the UNEP 72nd College Commencement Exercises on October 9, 2020 at the UNEP CCA Theater, given this 9th day of October 2020 at UNEP Iriga City. Signed, Attorney Remelisa G. Alfilor Moraleda, University President.
Doctor of Philosophy, major in Human Resource Development. Cruz Josephine F. Dissertation, Institutional Determinants of University Technology Commercialization Initiatives, the case of the Central Bicol State University of Agriculture. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Doctor of Education, major in Educational Management. Abanyo Paul C. Dissertation, 5-year developmental plan of Mary's Bright Montessori School, Kubangbang Daet, Camarines Norte, school year 2018 to 2019 to 2022 to 2023. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Ancog Leticia C. Dissertation, the level of understanding and skills of grade 8 mathematics teacher on the use of classroom assessment tools, UBD standards. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Barameda Wilma B. Dissertation, Computer Literacy of Intermediate Teachers, its relevance to their performance in the implementation of the K-12 program in the Division of Camarines Sur. Graduating, magna cum laude, meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Belio Marietta Q. Dissertation, Transparency and Accountability on the Utilization of Maintenance and Other Operating Expenses, MOOE, in the Division of Camarines Sur. Graduating cum laude, Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Michelle B. Dissertation, The Relevance of Differentiated Instruction to the Development of the Learning Domains of the Kindergarten Pupils of the Schools Division of Camarines Sur. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Betuin Melvin E. Dissertation, Harnessing the Resource Management Skills of Secondary Schools Heads in the Division of Quezon. Graduating magna cum laude, Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Briones Roberto B. Dissertation, The Implementation of Results-Based Performance Management System, Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers. Its impact on the performance of teachers in Schools Division of Camarines Sur. Graduating magna cum laude, Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Kadag Haide D. Dissertation, Instructional Leadership and Administrative Management of Schools Head in relation to the pupil's academic achievement in the Division of Albay. Graduating magna cum laude, Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Dolor Maricel R. Dissertation, The Instructional Leadership Roles of Principals in Developing Best Practices in the Teaching and Learning Process in the Division of Camarines Sur. Graduating cum laude, Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Espanyol Jesse T. Dissertation, Administrative Management and Instructional Leadership of Schools Heads in Public Secondary Schools in the Division of Camarines Norte. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Espanyol Macario R. Dissertation, Senior High School Program Implementation in the Division of Camarines Norte, Basis for an Action Plan. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Guzman Sherilyn B. Dissertation, Teaching Innovations Employed by Grade 6 Teachers in Science, Basis for a Virtual Training Design or Webinar. Graduating magna cum laude, Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Diaz Edwin T. Dissertation, Development and Validation of the Grade 6 Pupil Science Academic Vocabulary. 4 Pictures, 1 World. Graduating magna cum laude, Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Infante Cynthia G. Dissertation, The School Learning Action Cell, its impact to the instructional delivery of elementary school teachers in the Division of Camarines Sur. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Maige Marvin B. Dissertation, The Implementation of the Programs and Projects on the Enhanced School Improvement Plan, its impact on the key performance indicators in the effective delivery of services. Graduating magna cum laude, Meritissimus in Oral Revalida, and Loyalty Awardee from college to doctoral. Eufrasio Jovert M. Dissertation,
career guidance strategies of the public secondary schools in the province of Albay. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Olivares Gen A. Dissertation, Coping Strategies of Teachers on Work-Related Stress in the Mainland Divisions of DepEd Bicol Region. Graduating, cum laude. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Iñaño Claribel E. Dissertation, The Generation Personality XYZ of Teachers in Relation to Their Teaching Competence in the Division of Camarines Sur. Graduating, cum laude. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Ragual Ferdelisa D. Dissertation, The Management Practices of School Heads on the Utilization of Maintenance and Other Operating Expenses, MOOE, in the Division of Albay, Basis for a Learning Continuity Plan. Graduating, cum laude. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Salting Rodel B. Dissertation, Instructional Leadership Practices and Their Influence to the Classroom Observation of Public Elementary School Heads in Albay Division. Graduating, magna cum laude. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Taduran Ruth P. Dissertation, Climate Change Adaptation and Disaster Risk Reduction and Management of the Public Secondary Schools in the Division of Camarines Sur. Timado Geneti. Dissertation, Motivational Factors in Improving the Oral Communication Skills in English of Grade Skills in the Division of Camarines Sur. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Doctor of Business Management. Del Rosario Divina L. Dissertation, Development Bank of the Philippines Salary Loan to the Provincial Government Employees in Bicol Region. Graduating, cum laude. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Doctor of Philosophy of Public Management. Makatangay Analisa S. Dissertation, The Philippine Information Agency is empowerment to the community through information dissemination in the province of Camarines Sur. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Ordonez Maria Melody P. Dissertation, The Education Management Information System of the University of Northeastern Philippines, Irigas City. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Master of Arts in Education, major in Administration and Supervision. Herminia T. Thesis, Adequacy of instructional materials used by the teachers towards instructional competence in teaching technology and livelihood education. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Adonai Mermila V. Thesis, The Utilization of Explicit Instruction in English 6. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Agnes Maria Angelica M. Thesis, The Reading Skills of the Grades 4 to 6 pupils in Buhi South District, Division of Camarines Sur. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Almasco Megan Alexis A. Thesis, Bridging the Gap Among the Differences of the Generational Group of Teachers in the Practice of the 21st Century Teaching Learning Skills of Public and Private Elementary Schools. Graduating summa cum laude, loyalty awardee from high school to masteral, Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Almazar Beverly V. Thesis, Building School Community Partnerships Toward Collaboration for Pupils' Achievement, Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Magna Cum Laude. Altamarino Farrell D.L. Thesis, Leadership Styles in Relation to Administrative Skills of Elementary School Heads, Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Altes Maria Eloisa A. Thesis, Technology Utilization in Support to the Management Functions of School Heads in Unisan District, Division of Quezon, Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Arada Mary Grace V. Thesis, The Instructional Supervisory Skills of School Heads in Relation to Teachers' Professional Development, Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Aurelius Brian Philip S. Thesis, School-Based Feeding Program, its impact to the nutritional status and developmental milestone of kindergarten learners of the elementary schools in Balatan District. Loyalty Awardee from College to Masteral. Asai Marilyn R. Thesis, Participation on co-curricular and extracurricular activities towards pupils' development, Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Bagalaksa Maria Cristina A. Thesis, Handling Bullying Cases in the North District of the Division of City Schools, Iriga City, Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Balieras Junel M. Thesis, Explicit Instruction Approach in Technology and Livelihood Education, its effect on the grade 10 learners, Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Balondo Gemma R. Thesis, Determinants of the Proficiency Level in Mathematics of Grade 6 Pupils, graduating Magna Cum Laude, Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Balote Maria Aleph C. Thesis, The Relevance of Learning Action Cell towards the teaching learning process of public elementary schools of Sariaya, East District Division of Quezon, Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Barnuevo Rosemary B. Thesis, Parental Involvement in Improving the Academic Performance in Mother Tongue-Based Multilingual Education on the Grade 3 Pupils, Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Batanes Benjamin F. Thesis, DepEd Plaridel, Promoting a Culture of Disaster Preparedness for School Safety Towards Social Responsiveness, Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Batanes Marisa A. Thesis, Teaching Strategies in Developing the 21st Century Skills of Learners in Plaridel District. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Bayona Jennifer R. Thesis, The Influence of Social Media Channels to the Study Habits of Grade 6 Learners in Sipukot North District. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Bayos Angelica H. Thesis, The Information and Communications Technology Integration in Teaching and Learning in Baal District. Graduating, magna cum laude, meritissimos in oral revalida. Byra Ami DG. Thesis, The Relevance of Gender and Development Activities to Pupils' Development in Public Elementary Schools of Baal District. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Belmonte Ruben G. Thesis, Critical Success Factors in School-Based Management Towards School Effectiveness in Atimonan 1 District, Division of Quezon. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Bilog Florence C. Thesis, The Multiple Ancillary Functions and Coping Mechanisms of Teachers in the Public Secondary Schools of Lopez East District. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Brisenio Ivy Celeste B. Thesis, Numeracy Proficiency Levels of the Grade 3 Learners in Baao District, Basis for a Numeracy Intervention in Remedial Teaching in Mathematics. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Buena Romulo Mikhailo D8. Thesis, The Plight of Financially Challenged Elementary Teachers of Baao District. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Kadag Glinda P. Thesis, Strategies in Developing Reading Comprehension Skills of Grade 6 Pupils of the North District of Iriga City Schools Division. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Tamara Rodora V. Thesis, Leadership Dimension Practices and Educational Management of School Head in Public Elementary Schools in Ginayangan North District. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Candido Isidro Jr. R. Thesis, The Implementation of the Enhanced Alternative Learning System in the K-12 curriculum in the Schools Division of Iriga City. Loyalty Awarding from College to Masteral. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Candido Pina B. Thesis, The Use of Information and Communication Technology in Enhancing the Teaching of Kindergarten in Iriga City Division. Graduating, magna cum laude. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Loyalty Awardee from College to Masteral. Tanyos Cristina M. Thesis, challenges faced by the teaching school heads of Batu District Division of Camarines Sur. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Cachero Christy P. Thesis: Teachers' readiness in using computer-assisted instruction as instructional tool in Buena Vista District. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Cerdon Melody E. Thesis: The impact of Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program on the school performance of the public elementary schools of Batu District Division of Camarines Sur. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Cordero Jeffrey B. Thesis: Utilization of instructional learning approaches in technology and livelihood education in Tagkawayan District 1. Meritissimos in oral revalida. De Guzman Jennifer C. Thesis: Performance level of grade 4 learners in mathematics of Buena Vista District 1. Basis for instructional materials development. Meritissimos in oral revalida. De La Rosa Triza May B. Thesis: Learning approaches and assessment preferences of the elementary school teachers in Tagkawayan District 1. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Docalios Ramil P. Thesis: Time management practices of secondary teachers in San Narciso District. Dorado Jamaine Pamela K. Thesis: Teacher strategies in Science 4 in relation to their performance in Santa Elena District, Division of Camarines Norte. Estrosas Myla A. Thesis: The compliance to the policy on healthy foods and beverages in the secondary schools of Lopez East and West Districts. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Garcia Ronaldo V. Thesis: Strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats, SWOT on the leadership skills of the school heads. Basis for policy recommendation. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Hiner Arlene B. Thesis: Parental involvement in disciplining pupils in Plaridel District. Hildo Desiree L. Thesis: Work and professional competence of public schools teachers in Tagkawayan District 2. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Gonzalez Hazel I. Thesis: The explicit approach, its effect on the reading comprehension skills of grade 6 learners. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Jobson Annabelle C. Thesis: Stress management competency of school heads in improving teachers' work performance. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Ariel Rogelyn J. Thesis: Ego resiliency of teachers in relation to culturally responsive teaching techniques of the secondary school teachers in San Narciso, District 1. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Corbina Sheena Michelle V. Thesis: the influence of the classroom observation tool on the 21st century teaching competencies in Santa Elena District, Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Labordo, Jonah D. Thesis, Pedagogical Skills of Newly Hired Teachers, Basis for Sustainable Induction Program. Graduating magna cum laude, Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Lagrazon Arlina I. Thesis, the instructional supervision of school heads and their teachers' performance in Candelaria West District, Division of Quezon. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. La Madrid Marlon B. Thesis, Contextualization Strategy in Enhancing the Academic Performance in English of Grade 10 Learners in Don M. Gonzalvo Memorial High School, Division of Camarines Sur. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Levosada Marisa Y. Thesis, the use of modern technology, its effect on the development skills of kindergarten learners of Buhi North District. Loyalty awardee from college to masteral. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Lingahan Maya G. Thesis, Teachers and Technology, Preparedness and Readiness on the Use of Information and Communications Technology in the Classroom of the Elementary Schools in Santa Elena, Camarines Norte. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Liwag Maria Claricel M. Thesis, the role of teachers in leading the 21st century learners in Tagkawayan District 2. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Lucentales Gemma B. Thesis, the extent of the utilization of the assessment approaches of the kindergarten teachers in relation to their professional development. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Maestrado Aldrin N. Thesis, Teachers' Competence in Conducting an Action Research in Buena Vista District 1. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Magtibay Rowena S. Thesis, Teaching Practices in Relation to Technological Innovation of Elementary School Teachers in San Narciso District 1. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Manila Doris C. Thesis, Organizational Commitment and Work Motivation of Public Elementary School Teachers in Tagkawayan District 1. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Merin Monet B. Thesis, Academic Performance in English of Grade 2 Learners, Basis for Reading Intervention Activities. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Nina Charlene Joy B. Thesis, Information and Communication Technology, Integration in Improving the Teaching and Learning Process of Public Senior High Schools in Balatan District. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Mostoles Christopher A. Thesis, Information and Communications Technology, Competence and Teaching Performance of the Elementary School Teachers in Tagkawayan District. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Nacario Teodoro Jr. R. Thesis, the graduates of Alternative Learning System in the Schools Division's Office of Iriga City, calendar year 2016 to 2018. a tracer study, Meritissimus and Oral Revalida. Napirid Jane R. Thesis, Factors Affecting the Academic Performance of Grade 1 Pantawid Pamilyang Filipino Program Beneficiaries in Sipukot South District, School Year 2019-2020. Nidea Franeline A. Thesis, Extracurricular Activities and its Impact to the Holistic Development of Intermediate Pupils in Bula South District, Division of Camarines Sur, Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. No Marivic S. Thesis, The Challenges Faced by the Grade 6 Teachers in Teaching Edukasyon Pantahanan at Pangkabuhayan in the Iriga City Division, Graduating Loyalty Awardee and Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Oliado Antoinette O. Thesis, The Barriers in the Teaching Information and Communications Technology in EPP, TLE in Bula South District, Division of Camarines Sur. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Graduating Magna Cum Laude and Loyalty Awardee from College to Masteral. Oriarte Ronald C. Thesis, Instructional Competencies of Mathematics Teachers and their performance in the execution of their task in Lopez East District. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Pasta Kitchi P. Thesis, Values Development and Professional Behavior of Public Elementary School Teachers in Lopez East District. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Pedregal Jenny F. Thesis, Instructional Strategies in Teaching Kindergarten in Lopez East and West Districts. Pelagio Geron M. Thesis, The Explicit Approach, Its Effect on the Academic Performance in Mathematics of Grade 5 Pupils. Pinawin Adilaido P. Thesis, School Heads Leadership Practices in relation to the teachers' morale in the public secondary schools of Lopez East and West Districts. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Pineda Jenny C. Thesis, Effects of Culture-Based Instructional Materials in the Reading Comprehension of Grade 3 learners in Balatan District. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Pontillas Maria Olivia R. Thesis, The Level of Implementation of the Project Watch. We advocate time, consciousness, and honesty in Batu District Schools Division of Camarines Sur. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Kerubin Jinky S. Thesis, Integrating Digital Stories in Teaching Kindergarten Classes in Calawag West District. Ramos Jean Ronald L. Thesis, Implementation of School Emergency Response Unit in Public Secondary Schools in Lopez East and West Districts. Ranido Noradel S. Thesis, Instructional Leadership of School Heads as performed by themselves and their teachers. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Rariza Zairil S. Thesis, The Readiness of Bula North District in the Integration of Climate Change in the Curriculum. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Ravano Isa P. Thesis, the technological challenges of teachers utilizing information and communication technology in Buena Vista District 2. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Robosa Eden B. Thesis, Aspirations and Opportunities of Teachers Pursuing Postgraduate Education in DepEd Baao District. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Rosales Ernesto Jr. D. Thesis, The Use of Guided Instruction in Improving the Pupil's 21st Century Skill. Graduating magna cum laude. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Sadang Charito B. Thesis, Level of Teaching Performance based on the key result areas with the use of results-based performance management system in Batu District. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Salaber Janine O. Thesis, The Impact of Information and Communications Technology on the teacher's performance in science for grade 5 learners. Loyalty awarding from elementary to masteral. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Salombides Anthony E. Thesis, Trainers' Competence in Performing Arts and Participants' Performance in Cultural Competition in the 4th Congressional District of Quezon. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Salvadora Jessica G. Thesis, Teachers' Approaches in Dealing with Grade 7 Learners' Disruptive Behavior in the Division of Iriga City. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Sanchez Melissa A. Thesis, The Reading Difficulties and Its Effects to the Academic Performance of Elementary Learners of the University of Northeastern Philippines. Graduating magna cum laude. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Santander Maricel I. Thesis, School Disaster Preparedness of DepEd Calawag West District. Basis for Policy Recommendation. Serrano Irene D. Thesis, Emotional Intelligence and Academic Productivity of Elementary School Teachers in Tagkawayan District 1. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Serrano Vicenta S. Thesis, The Work Values in Relation to the Teaching Performance of Elementary School Teachers in Tagkawayan District 2. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Suarilia Julian C. Thesis, Teachers' Competencies in Using Computer Application in Grade 1 Araling Panlipunan. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Tampoco Karen C. Thesis, School Learning Action Cell on Developmentally Appropriate Practices in the Early Language, Literacy, and Numeracy Program, its influence on the teaching performance of K-3 teachers. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Graduating magna cum laude. Tayo Jeneline A. Thesis, The Use of Collaborative Activities in Science, its effect on the academic performance of grade 6 learners. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Tersenio Maria Beatriz A. Thesis, Improving the Academic Performance of Grade 3 Pupils through Project RLDP, Read, Learn, and Digest Program in Nabua West District Division of Camarines Sur. Loyalty awarding from college to masteral. Meritissimus in Oral Revalida. Tirao Clark Christian S. Thesis: Leadership styles of intermediate teachers in relation to their performance level. Graduating: magna cum laude, Meritissimus in oral revalida. Uy Meralona A. Thesis: Teachers' involvement in decision-making in the performance of the administrative functions of the public secondary schools heads in San Narciso District. Meritissimus in oral revalida. Valencia Antonio Jr. E. Thesis: Collective efficacy in relations to the teachers' effectiveness in the public elementary schools in San Narciso District 1. Meritissimus in oral revalida. Valenciano Almira E. Thesis: Differentiated instruction approach in teaching grade 1 English. Meritissimus in oral revalida. Valle Eric D. Thesis: Comprehensive Disaster Risk Reduction and Management, DRRM Training, DRRM Training Needs Assessment, Basis for a Training Design. Meritissimus in oral revalida. Beliados Nessie Ruth S. Thesis: Teachers' instructional competence in relation to the pupil's achievement in mathematics. Meritissimus in oral revalida. Beliaflor PBG. Thesis: The use of educational multimedia resources in developing the phonological skills of grade 1 pupils in Baal District. Meritissimus in oral revalida. Beliasin Rodolfo P. Thesis: Coaches' performance in developing the athlete's success in Plaridel District. Meritissimus in oral revalida. Master of Arts in Education, major in Early Childhood Education. Aguilar Maria Jennifer M. Thesis: Level of phonological awareness and grade in English of grade 2 pupils in Buhi South District. Graduating: summa cum laude, Meritissimus in oral revalida. Aguilar Nessie S. Thesis: Utilization of the play-based instructional materials in developing the readiness skills of the kindergarten learners. Meritissimus in oral revalida. Arcega Millicent B. Thesis: Level of mindfulness among kindergarten teachers in Bulan North and South Districts, Division of Camarines Sur. Meritissimus in oral revalida. Beldad Cariza S. Thesis: Play-based instructional materials, its effect on the skills development among kindergarten learners. Meritissimus in oral revalida. Ibo Marisa H. Thesis: The strengths and weaknesses of the kindergarten learners in Bula North District. Basis for a virtual training design webinar. Graduating: magna cum laude, Meritissimus in oral revalida. Matutina Marichu N. Thesis: The implementation of early childhood education in public elementary schools of Pili West District. Meritissimus in oral revalida. Master of Arts in Education, major in English. Bolina Princess M. Thesis: digital literacy of the senior high school learners of the University of Northeastern Philippines, its relevance to their participation to the community activities. Graduating magna cum laude, meritissimos in oral revalida, and loyalty awardee from college to masteral. Dame Sharina S. Thesis, Improving the Vocabulary of Grade 4 Pupils through Project Digest, Define, Translate, and Use, TDPU. Brotas Jerome B. Thesis, Language and Proficiency and Literacy Competence of Senior High School Students, Basis for an Intervention Program. Meritissimos and oral revalida. Buena Vista, Joy L. Thesis, Electronic Strategic Intervention Material, eSIM, its effect on the learner's academic performance in English 7. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Ratao Charlie C. Thesis, the reading comprehension skills of grade 11 learners of the different types of secondary schools in Libon, Albay, basis for a strategic intervention material. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Celadenia Jason F. Thesis, the comparability of the effects of using digital and printed text on the reading comprehension of grade 11 learners. Colarina Kimberly Ann A. Thesis, Dimension of Public Speaking Anxiety of Senior High School Learners of the University of Northeastern Philippines, graduating magna cum laude, meritissimos in oral revalida, loyalty awardee from college to masteral. Dr. Rochelle G. Thesis, Learning Material supplied by the DepEd in teaching English. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Manjares Jean Michael L. Thesis, the relevance of communication skills in the work immersion of senior high school students of Ligao National High School. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Molina Francis P. Thesis, the school publications in the national high schools in Buhi District. Meritissimos in oral revalida, graduating magna cum laude. Ogayon Isidra Villa D. Thesis, Communicative Language Teaching, its effect on the speaking competence of grade 11 learners. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Oliet Aljon L. Thesis, Utilization of ELL and DAP instructional materials to improve the literacy and numeracy skills of grade 2 pupils in Buhi South District, graduating magna cum laude, Meritissimos in oral revalida. Passes Risi Veronica M. Thesis, the utilization of multimedia, its effect on the academic performance in literature, English, of grade 10 students. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Pajarillo Jovert G. Thesis, teachers' pedagogies in teaching technical research writing in relation to grade 12 senior high school students' academic performance. Palma Berna C. Thesis, the utilization of instructional materials in improving the reading skills of the students of Bula District, graduating magna cum laude, Meritissimos in oral revalida. Peralta Rowena G. Thesis, utilization of collaborative learning strategies by English teachers in the public secondary schools of Ligao City. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Ramos Rochelle Z. Thesis, intervention strategies accorded by the teachers to improve the reading level of the intermediate learners. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Vargas Debbie D. Thesis, reading comprehension and vocabulary skills of public junior high school students of Pili District, graduating magna cum laude, Meritissimos in oral revalida. Master of Arts in Education, major in Filipino. Albanyo Helen C. Thesis, estratehiya ng pagtuturo sa asignaturang Pilipino sa mga mag-aaral na may natatanging pangangailangan sa sekundarya sa sangay ng Camarines Sur. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Albino Catherine C. Thesis, kagamitang pampagtuturo ng panitikang Filipino sa pagpapahalaga ng ibong Adarna sa ikapitong baitang, graduating magna cum laude, Meritissimos in oral revalida, loyalty awardee from college to masteral. Argoso Marinol Gay F. Thesis, development at evaluasyon ng kagamitang pampagtuturo ng kasanayan sa panunood sa pagtuturo ng Filipino 9. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Batalier Carlo L. Thesis, ang paggamit ng differentiated instruction sa pagtuturo ng asignaturang Pilipino sa paaralang elementarya, distrito ng Balata. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Seletaria Froilan D. Thesis, estratehiya sa pagtuturo ng pagbasa sa ikapitong baitang ng University of Northeastern Philippines para sa pagbuo ng programa. Graduating magna cum laude, Meritissimos in oral revalida, and loyalty awardee from college to masteral. Corpus Maria Teresa A. Thesis, comic slit sa baitang 7, kalipunan ng mga piling akdang pampanitikan sa paaraang pa-comics. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Maria Luisa A. Thesis, Kulturang Kamalayan ng mga mamamayan sa mga alamat ng bayan ng Kalawag tungo sa pagbuo ng digpo. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Ignao Anika Marie B. Thesis, Lingwistang Kaalaman at Kasanayan sa Pagsulat ng Pananaliksik. Tirenia Lerma Marjorie D. Thesis, Piling Panitikang Bayan ng Lopez, batayan sa pagbuo ng lokal na kagamitang pampagtuturo. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Sapnay Christy C. Pagsulat ng komposisyon ng mga mag-aaral sa ikapitong baitang ng mataas na paaralan ng Salvasyon. Graduating cum laude. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida and Loyalty Awardee from College to Masteral. Villacruel Leia B. Thesis, ang impluensya ng pagkahumaling sa e-book sa kakayahang pang-akademiko ng mga mag-aaral sa Pilipino sa paaralang pang-sekundarya ng Silangang Distrito ng Labo. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Villasoto Alberto P. Thesis, antas ng kawilihan sa pagbasa ng panitikan ng mga mag-aaral sa Silangang Purok ng Lopez, taong panuruan 2019-2020. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Master of Arts in Education, major in Guidance and Counseling. Bretanico Jonalyn B. Thesis, Preventive Disciplinary Measures in Developing Students' Behavior in the Public Secondary Schools of Bao, Camarines Sur. Salcedo Maria Sandra Bonin V. Thesis, The Relationship between Mindfulness and Self-Efficacy in Predicting Academic Resilience among College Students. Master of Arts in Education, major in Guidance and Counseling. Bretanico Jonalyn B. Thesis, Preventive Disciplinary Measures in Developing Students' Behavior in the Public Secondary Schools of Bao, Camarines Sur. Salcedo Maria Sandra Bonin V. Thesis, The Relationship between Mindfulness and Self-Efficacy in Predicting Academic Resilience among College Students. Master of Arts in Education, major in Mathematics. Abagat Cheryl S. Thesis, Math Anxiety, Attitudes and Interest in relation to the personal attributes of STEM students in the University of Northeastern Philippines. Babor Marian Joy P. Thesis, an achievement test in general mathematics for grade 11 students of Baao District. Graduating magna cum laude. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Bravo Pablo Virgilio B. Thesis, Proposed Teaching Guide for Patterns Algebra in Grade 10. Its acceptability. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida. Investro Gina O. Thesis, The Learning Styles and Mathematics Anxiety of Grade 10 Students in Buhi District. Meritissimos in Oral Revalida and Loyalty Awardee from College to Masteral. Fernandez Lorna S. Thesis, Differentiated Instruction in Mathematics its effect on the academic performance of grade 11 learners. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Garcia Maria Rio P. Thesis, Formulation and Validation of an Achievement Test in Mathematics, Grade 11 in Tagkawayan District 2, Tagkawayan, Quezon. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Malate John Romel M. Thesis, Collaborative Learning Approach, its effect on the problem-solving skills in mathematics of grade 7 students of the University of Northeastern Philippines, graduating summa cum laude, meretissimos in oral revalida, and loyalty awardee from college to masteral. Mazo Rita R. Thesis, Mathematical Skills of Teachers in Tagkawayan District 1, Basis for Training Design. Kianio Myla A. Thesis, Learning Strategies Adapted in Improving the Problem-Solving Skills in Statistics and Probability of Grade 11 Students in Batur District. Graduating summa cum laude, meretissimos in oral revalida, and loyalty awardee from college to masteral. Resco Leia M. Thesis, The Effects of Mathematical Connection Activities on the Performance Level of Grade 7 Learners. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Reiteran Alquin C. Thesis, Teacher's Role in Developing Mathematical Skills of Grade 7 Students in Ligao City Division. Sabas Noel G. Thesis, Strategies in Improving the Mathematical Skills in General Mathematics of Grade 11 Students in Libmanan North and South Districts. Master of Arts in Education, major in Science. Pabor de Ureste B. Thesis, the utilization of prototype and contextualized daily lesson plans in science. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Banta Neftali C. Thesis, factors associated with teaching science in junior high schools of Buhi District. Graduating magna cum laude, meretissimos in oral revalida. Blancada Daisy U. Thesis, strategies in developing the awareness on sex education among grade 8 students of Baao District. Graduating magna cum laude, meretissimos and oral revalida. Vita Jenny S. Thesis, Innovative Visual Management Device, a tool in teaching science aid towards student engagement. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Casimero Maria Cristina A. Thesis, Capabilities of Junior and Senior High School Science Teachers in Buhi District. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Noon Crisel E. Thesis, the effect of independent cooperative learning to the academic performance of grade 5 learners in science. Graduating magna cum laude, meretissimos in oral revalida. Hernandez Nedalu E. Thesis, Critical Thinking Skills and Study Habits, Predictors of Academic Performance in Science of Grade 9 Learners in Buhi District. Meretissimos in oral revalida. Importante Lindon C. Thesis, the availability, adequacy, and applicability of the instructional materials in teaching science for grade 8 students. Graduating summa cum laude, Meritissimos in oral revalida. Lamake LGB. Thesis: the use of results-based performance management system, classroom observation tool in improving teachers' efficiency in teaching science. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Pega Arlene B. Thesis: module in Earth and Life Science, its effect on the performance of senior high school learners of Victor Bernal High School. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Ramos Christine B. Thesis: DepEd Core Values Integration, its effect on the academic performance in science of the residents of Tinangis Jail and Penal Farm. Graduating magna cum laude, Meritissimos in oral revalida. San Andres Beverly G. Thesis: the utilization of Progress Workbook, its effect on the academic performance and science of grade 9 students. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Torralde Raymond T. Thesis: Presi, the effects of its utilization on the learning styles and academic performance in natural science. Meritissimos in oral revalida and loyalty awardee from high school to masteral. Valdez Elizen G. Thesis: constraints encountered in teaching science in the public secondary schools in Balatan District. Graduating summa cum laude, Meritissimos in oral revalida. Villegas Maria Lisel S. Thesis: the relevance of teaching science to the academic performance of grade 8 students in Manalabac District Division of Camarines Sur. Graduating magna cum laude, Meritissimos in oral revalida. Master in Business Administration. Altar Salvador S. Thesis: Banking Innovation Services, its influence on the financial performance of the Development Bank of the Philippines in the province of Camarines Sur. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Maldea John Paul S. Thesis: Effectiveness of Camalig Bank Agricultural Credit Facility to the former clients in the 4th District of Camarines. Potencio Thierry Gerard A. Thesis: the management operations of the Philippine Economic Zone Authority under the Republic Act 7916. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Master in Public Administration. Adolfo William E. Thesis: compliance to administrative functions and work performance of barangay treasurer in the municipalities of Camarines Norte. Alvero Genevieve B. Thesis: effectiveness of the financial management of the autonomous schools in the division of Camarines Sur. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Baal Ronel C. Thesis: solid waste management practices of public secondary schools in Baao, Camarines Sur. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Balatan Jobel May B. Thesis, Efficiency and Effectiveness of the Department of Health Human Resource for Health Workers in the Municipality of Balatan. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Bilolo Jessa B. Thesis, Compliance of Pantawid Pamilyang Filipino Program for Peace Beneficiaries in the Municipality of Baao, Camarines Sur. Graduating cum laude. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Borja Janelle B. Thesis, Managerial and Leadership Competencies of Department Heads in the Municipal Government of Balatan, Camarines Sur, Basis for a Virtual Training Design. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Delphine Lailani A. Thesis, Extension Delivery Services of Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, its impact to the socio-economic quality of life of marginalized fisherfolk in Mercedes, Camarines Norte. Rosan Maria Shena B. Thesis, Youth Empowerment of the Sangguniang Kabataan in the Development of Local Government in Irigas City. Dennis Lorraine O. Thesis, a tracer study of the senior high school graduates of the public schools in Irigas City for school year 2017-2018. Graduating summa cum laude. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Iriba Ronaldo V. Thesis is strengthening the implementation of the three-tiered defense system on insurgency of the 2nd Provincial Mobile Force Company in the province of Catanduanes. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Mateom Edsel M. Thesis, Community Involvement on Forest Conservation Area Utilization for Sustainable Forest Management in the District of Albay. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Natshor Janine S. Thesis, Job Satisfaction and Job Commitment of the employees of Camarines Sur 3 Electric Cooperative Incorporated or Casureco 3. Graduating magna cum laude. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Palma Melinda G. Thesis, the level of preparedness of the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office of the Province of Camarines Norte. Perseveranda Mark P. Thesis, implementation of the Chainsaw Act in the 3rd District of Albay. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Trigoliano Maribel N. Thesis, Financial Records Management Practices of Finance Personnel of DepEd Camarines Sur Division. Graduating magna cum laude. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Repolona Jill F. Thesis, the sustainability of the implementation of Brigada Escuela in the public schools of Ligao City Division. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Ricaprente Randy N. Thesis, leadership capabilities and performance of the Mobile Force Company of the Philippine National Police in Naga City. Meritissimos in oral revalida. Solomo Luz Biminda R. Thesis: The impact of the awarded land title to the socio-economic condition of the landless farmers and farm workers in Baao, Camarines Sur. Toldanes Glenda L. Thesis: Tracer study of farmer beneficiaries under the Operation Land Transfer of the Department of Agrarian Reform in Bula, Camarines Sur.
School of Law, Juris Doctor.
Alim Virginia Tan. Anchuelo Dolores Catolico. Atole Ronel Rimando. Bajola Elizabeth Francisco. Belza Kirsten Monte. Bo Dante Chavez. Borja Mary Jean Cass. Ayaw Lee Johan Marie Ostunal.
School of Law, Juris Doctor.
Alim Virginia Tan. Anchuelo Dolores Catolico. Atole Ronel Rimando. Bajola Elizabeth Francisco. Belza Kirsten Monte. Bo Dante Chavez. Borja Mary Jean Cass. Ayaw Lee Johan Marie Ostunal. Cardoso Eden Francisco. Colarina Jaida Michelle Berinia, Loyalty Awardee. Delegado Jacinto Alexis. Yanera Maria Mendivel. Maninang Georgette Nieva. Moreno Duque Lea Tuso. Samson Domingo Briones. San Jose Ramonito Revilla. Serit Richard Bond. And Ciano Jason Del Monte.
To lead the graduates in their pledge of loyalty, may I call on Mrs. Delicia R.A.T.B., Vice President for Finance, in behalf of Dr. Filipinas R. Alfalor, Vice President for Alumni Affairs.
My dear graduates, please raise your right hand and follow after me. Conscious of my duties and responsibilities as a graduate of the University of Northeastern Philippines, I solemnly promise to uphold and defend at all times the ideals and principles of my alma mater, to be loyal to her and to do my utmost to live a clean and useful life. I make this pledge as an acknowledgement of my debt of gratitude to the University of Northeastern Philippines. So help me God. Congratulations, my dear graduates of UNEP Class 2020.
the exit of colors. Ladies and gentlemen, the recessional